Okay, everybody on YouTube, anyone that's watching this video, this may be the most important video I've ever done in my life, ever. It's a warning. It's honestly with great heaviness of heart, and great sadness that I'm delivering this to you, and as well as great hope. There's not one without the other. You'll need to watch this entire video. You need to buckle your seatbelt. This has been the most agonizing couple days for me after having come to the realization of what this is. I don't want to keep belaboring the point, but I'm here to tell you this is going to unseat you. I've been telling everybody for a long time, what this ministry does. I was called to bear witness to the abomination that causes desolation. And I'm going to show you the enemy's plans for everybody and how it's manifested now. And you will, after watching this video, you'll know in your heart what's about to happen. You'll know for sure. And you should also be at peace with it. Because it was inevitable. This was inevitable. And we all knew it. I've done lots of other videos that we're all leading up to this, but now it's time. Caveat. When I say it's time for this to be revealed. Whether or not this ensues in the next day, 2 week, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's time. The time's come. We're at the door for complete and utter destruction, as well as our hope in Christ. But I want to show you what the enemy's doing right now, because that's what my gift is. Those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. I'm going to show you their plans, so sit tight, okay? Okay, y'all may have seen the other videos I did on this Jaguar commercial. And then I had to keep adding to it, say, wow, I saw something else, and I saw something else. Well, the Lord got a hold of me after the last video and showed me some stuff in order to warn me. I'm a bell ringer. That's what my name means. Yahweh has given, Jonathan, Yahweh has given. Kleck, variant of the word Glock, a bell ringer. A messenger that rings the bell and gathers the church, sounds the alarm, so to speak. So here it is. I'm going to sound the alarm. Get ready. I'm going to show you 3 Jaguar commercials. I'm going to show them to you in their entirety, one at a time, and then I will break them down one at a time. After I do that, after I break each one down, I'm going to segue back to the Arch of Palmyra and show you what is going on, because this is absolutely what is going on and what's coming. This is the enemy's plans hidden in plain sight. All glory to God. All glory to Yahweh, Yeshua HaMashiach, for being able to reveal such incredible mysteries. I want to start with a few definitions before we get started, so you guys have your definitions. Okay, so let's start with a couple definitions. Okay, for those of y'all who don't know who Mars is, you're going to need to know this, because this is going to play into this. Mars was the Roman god of war. I know y'all that have kids, y'all know that the God of War is a very popular video game that's out. I won't let my kid play it, but it's very popular. And Mars was the Roman god of war, second only to Jupiter in the Roman pantheon. Okay, so Mars was considered the father of Romulus and Remus, the mythical twin founders of Rome. Remember that. Just put it up in the shelf of your mind. The mythical twin founders of Rome. According to the story, their mother, the Vestal Virgin Rhea Silvia, was raped by Mars while she slept. Okay? And she had a vision where she dropped a hairpin into the ground and from which there sprang up two twin trees. Think of twin towers. Okay? Okay, here we go. Over time, one of the trees grew so large that it covered the entire world with its shade, a reference to the ultimate success of Romulus and the growth of the huge Roman Empire. So one of them grew. This kind of reminds me of the Bible, the tree that grew. Remember Nebuchadnezzar? Okay. Just sit tight. I'm just reminding y'all of what that is, okay? Okay, now you need to know what the definition of Kabbalah is. For a lot of y'all that already know what's going on with Kabbalah, Kabbalah is Jewish mysticism, and we all know a lot of people have come to figure out through YouTube and the amazing amount of information that's come out over the past few years that Kabbalah is this religion on which the Illuminati and the actors and actresses and music industry, they all practice this Kabbalah. And what is it? Let's just look at the definition. It's an ancient Jewish tradition of mystical interpretation of the Bible, first transmitted orally and using esoteric methods. The word esoteric means hidden or occultic. The word occultic means hidden. And it says including ciphers. Y'all know what a cipher is. It's like a way of hiding things. It reaches heights in the influence of the later Middle Ages and remains significant in Hasidism. Okay, but let's just look at another definition. It's a medieval and modern system of Jewish theosophy, mysticism, and whatever that word is, marked by the belief in creation through emanation and a cipher method. So there it is, cipher. It is a traditional esoteric, occult, or secret matter esoteric doctrine. Okay, it's not based on faith. Like Kabbalistic wisdom is not based in blind faith, but in practical application. So you need to know that. You can go get these definitions yourself. We'll give you links for these. Okay, this is very important before we start. So, understanding your enemy, be as wise as a serpent, but as gentle as a dove. God has given me the gift of wisdom. It's a gift. It's supernatural. It's not natural. It's supernatural. The same as the Lord's let me lay hands on someone who's blind, completely blind in one eye, and within 15 minutes their blindness was restored. His name was Juan Longoria. It's on YouTube. Also, Dave Young came down from North Carolina with his wife. He had an incurable eye problem. The Lord told me to lay hands on him. I did, and his eye was fine from that point on. Doctors could not fix it. God's given me the gift of vision and to heal people's vision. That's one thing that I've done at least 3 times. So anyway, I want to share this with you because the gift of wisdom is no different than the gift of laying on of hands. As someone's blind in one eye and you lay hands on them and they've been blind in that eye and all of a sudden miraculously they have vision, that's a miracle. That's a miracle. That's straight up miracle from God. Well, this is going to be no different. This is a straight up miracle of wisdom and understanding that you're about to see. And it's going to resolve everything for you, and you're going to know the end is coming. So stay tuned. Now, before I continue with the videos, I want to show you one more definition of Kabbalah because I want you to associate this tree of life right here with Kabbalah. And it is, so this is, you just type it into Google. Kabbalah, Hebrew, literally receiving tradition, is an esoteric method, discipline, and school of thought that originated in Judaism. Okay, so right here is the tree of life. Now, we've seen this a lot lately. The UN building in Denmark is literally built in this arrangement, United Nations. And everything's going to make sense by the end of this video. You're going to see how the whole world makes sense now. Everything's going to make sense, all of it. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, it's going to blow your mind. Here we go. I'm going to keep moving. Okay, so now we've done our definitions of, we've seen God, the God of war is Mars, okay, God of war. We've seen Kabbalah as Jewish mysticism, esoteric hidden teaching in cipher. So they hide things for them to understand that others don't. Well, I'm going to give you that understanding today. And so we've seen the tree of life associated with Kabbalah as well. Now we're going to go back 2 years. I want to show you something. We're going to go back several years. This is April 4, 2014. And this was just, this plays into the videos I showed you all about the Jaguar commercial. This is called British Villains. And we're going to watch this in its entirety first. I want you to see the whole thing. And then we'll come back and we'll break it down. And then we'll keep moving. Okay, we're going to end up at the Beltane Festival. We're going to end up at the Beltane Festival when this is over. And we're going to end up at the Arch of Palmyra when this is all over. So you need to pay close attention because the stage has been set and here it comes, okay? So stick tight.
This royal throne of kings, this sceptred isle, this earth of majesty, this seat of Mars, this unfeeble demi-paradise,
They say Brits play the best villains. But what makes a great villain? Firstly, you need to sound distinct. Speak with an eloquence that lets everyone know who's in charge. Who's in charge? Gentlemen. Excellent. Our villain should have style. The suit should always be bespoke, pretty sharp, like your wit. It's important that a villain has the means to say, one step ahead. Real domination starts with attention to detail. Take this tiny switch, for example. It changes everything. Now brace yourselves. This happy breed of man. This little world. Precious stone set in the silver sea. Against the envy of less happy men. This blessed God. This earth. This realm. This England. It's all money.
Okay, so now I'm going to reduce this in size so the computer will run better because I've got probably 30 windows open, so there's a lot to do here. There we go. Very good. Okay, so what was going on at the beginning of this video is what you're hearing at Royal Throne of Kings. What you're hearing right there is you're hearing a part of Richard II, the play Richard II. So just sit tight, from Shakespeare. Everything I tell you, I'm going to prove. I'm not just going to say it. This Royal Throne of Kings, this sceptered isle, this earth majesty, look what it says here, this seat of Mars. Seat of Mars, seat of the god of war. This other Eden, don't forget, we were kicked out of Eden. Demi-paradise. This fortress built by nature for herself against infection in the hand of war. Now, when this commercial continues, you need to pay attention. This is what Tom Hiddleston says. He says, he says, this happy breed of men. this little world. And he continues, he skips a couple lines here, and then he picks up with the rest of this and wraps it up. By the way, this is about one king dying off and the next king taking his place, Richard II, and the rebuke of the old king to the new king. Anyway, so that's what they're speaking in this particular commercial. You need to pay attention. Don't forget, I'm showing you Kabbalah. I'm showing you their secret language, how they communicate. Okay, so pay attention. I'm sorry, I wanted to enlarge the screen, and I'm hoping that this program doesn't freeze while we're doing it. Here we go.
Speak with an eloquence and lets everyone know who's in charge.
Who's in charge? To let everyone know who's in charge. Satan's in charge, he thinks. That's what this is about. Stay tuned.
Excellent. Now, a villain should have style.
A villain should have style. Now, over here on the license plate, it says VXV 108. I'm going to go ahead and go out of this program now. We're going to start breaking it down. See VXV 108? I'll prove it. Okay, I'm not just... There it is. There's the Jaguar opening up. There's the trunk of the Jaguar. I've done the still shot. VXV 108. VXV is 5 by 5, by the way. And I'm going to show it to you in just a second. And the number 108 is a very, very important number. Stay tuned. Okay, first I'm going to show you VXV in Wikipedia. VXV, it means 5 by 5. And it's actually a Christian metal band called Wolves at the Gate. Well, some people might say, well, this is debatable. Maybe, but stay tuned. Okay, just keep watching. Wolves at the Gate, this is the album that's on this particular VXV. And it says, till out of the darkness, the Savior does appear. That's what it says right over here on the underside. And it says it upside down, by the way. Okay? And we're just going to continue with the next. So it's VXV, and then it's 108. Let's look at 108. The mystic meaning of the number 108. Now, this is very important because everything on that license plate is very important. Throughout history, the number 108 has held the multi-dimensional meaning. In geometric terms, it is a natural division of a circle. Circle, think all Sinai. In the eastern part of the world, different traditions talk about the 108 Navamsas, the Shiva Malas, or rosaries, both Tantric and Tibetan, are composed of 108 beads. The number 108 is also one of the great significance inside the Rosicrucian order, since it exemplifies the time frame of some of their cycles. Okay, the number 108 is considered sacred in many Eastern religions and traditions, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and connected to yoga and Dharma-based practices. Even prehistoric monument Stonehenge is 108 feet in diameter. 108 is a number known to be referring to, look at this, to spiritual completion. And it is no surprise that early Vedic sages were renowned mathematicians and in fact invented our number system. 108 is a Harshad number, an integer divisible by the sum of its digits. Harshad in Sanskrit means joy giver. 108 was the number of choice for this simple reason. 108 represents the whole of existence. There are said to be 108 types of meditation, and there are 108 paths to God. There's only one path to God, folks. That's through the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. That's the only path to God, the God of life. Indian traditions have 108 dance forms. I want you to look at this picture right here. The angles are 108, 108, 108, 108. It is a pentagram. So the number 108 is associated with what? Satan. Because it represents all the religions and all these religions in the world. Who created all the religions? Satan. This is a pentagram. So it goes without saying that the number 108 on the license plate is cryptic Kabbalah for their God, which is 5 by 5, half and half, 5 by 5. Get it? It's kind of like the 5 virgins that are stupid or foolish and the 5 that are wise, half and half, 5 by 5. Interestingly enough, when I pulled it up, it said wolves at the gate. Let's keep going. Okay, well, we're going to go from this right here, and I'm just going to show you the Star of Satan. Well, this is the Star of Satan right here. It's just right side up. And here it is upside down with the sigil of Baphomet in it, the goat. But I want you to look at the similarities, and all you have to do is look right up here on what's highlighted. Satan star symbol right here, just like the Rush 2112 album right there. Okay, here we go. So this is the Star of Satan. Let's go back and look at the number 108 one more time. There you go. Let's look at the Star of Satan one more time. There you go. 108. 108 paths to God. There you go. Satan. There's only one path to God. Okay, so now we've seen that. So now we've established that. Let me show you God's number, the number that is God, the Creator. God, the Creator, in Gematria is the number 801. Well, that's the number 108 upside down and backwards. What did I tell you a long time ago? If you want to know the key to the kingdom of heaven, you must turn everything upside down and backwards, just like the Bible says. Jesus is the rock, the Petra of offense, which is a bent sapling snare that turns everything upside down. I've proven it out using the Bible. The Lord let me. The Lord gave this to me as a gift. When I say I've proven it out, it's a gift that the Lord gave me to show to you so you don't get caught in what's coming. Okay, so the number 801 is Alpha and Omega. What are they using on that license plate? Let's go have a look again. Let's have a look at what's on that license plate. It's going to be the number 108, right? Well, Satan turns everything upside down and backwards. There's a close-up of the license plate. Let's just get a close-up. We're going to do a good job on this. I'm going to do a good job on this. I'm going to let the Lord use me to slam the door in Satan's face right now. There's nothing God doesn't see, by the way. Why do you think God gave me a vision company called Vampire Sunglasses? I'll show you one of our t-shirts in just a little while. VXV 5 by 5, half and half, 108. There it is. Let's turn it upside down and backwards. It's 801, isn't it? The number of God. So it's the antithesis of God on the license plate. It's the antithesis of God. It's the opposite. There's the number for God, the Alpha and the Omega, 801. So on the Jaguar, they have hidden Kabbalah magic, cipher, because Kabbalah is about ciphering, isn't it? Isn't that what it said? Kabbalistic wisdom is not based in blind faith, but practical application. It is marked by esoteric occult and secret matter, and through emanation and a cipher method of interpreting scripture as well as all other things. So you're looking at it. You're looking at their esoteric hidden meaning on the license plate. That's who they're glorifying. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so for a quick recap for this commercial, we're supposed to know who's in charge. A villain has to speak with eloquence so everyone knows who's in charge. By the way, he was in the shadows. He was half light, half dark. Down here, picture A8. Okay, and then the license plate is 5x5. Wolves at the gate, and the number was 108, which is the number of God backwards and upside down. And so now we've established that is a fact. Now let's continue with the commercial. Okay. Now I'm going to enlarge it. And I pray, Lord, please don't let this program freeze. I have so many windows open.
Such should always be bespoke. Razor sharp, like a razor.
I want you to pay attention to this part right now. He's in a white car. Satan is always masquerading as the light. And then we're the ones that he keeps in the dark because he knows what's going on and the sheep don't. Now, this is a black car coming towards him. And he says you have to stay one step ahead. A villain always has to stay one step ahead. So he sets off a charge on the ceiling. It squirts a bunch of water out. And the black car does a 180. Like 801, 108. He turns things upside down and backwards. That's how he stays a step ahead. I've been telling you that for a decade now. Watch.
It's important that a villain has the means to stay one step ahead.
He said it's important a villain has the means to stay one step ahead. And how did he do that? He turned the black one upside down, facing the other direction. Now let's watch.
World domination starts with attention to detail.
Let's stop right there. World domination? Okay, well, a lot of people will make the argument, well, he's a villain. It's a villain commercial. It is, but what's 108 doing on the license plate? What's 5x5 doing on the license plate? And wait till you see how much more there is for you to see. World domination starts with attention to detail.
Take this tiny switch, for example. It changes everything.
Take this tiny switch, for example. It changes everything. Then he flips a switch. Let me show you what he's referring to. He's half black, he's half dark, half light, right? So, here is the image A4 of the switch, and he's flipping the switch. And let me give you an example of what that's supposed to represent. That's what that's supposed to represent. Half dark, half white. And he's got the switch, and that's what he's going to do. Let's keep going, okay? Let's just keep going. Okay, so he says world domination starts with attention to detail. Let's play that one more time. Okay.
World domination starts with attention to detail. Take this tiny switch, for example. It changes everything.
It's not just a car getting away, folks. I'm going to prove it.
Now brace yourselves.
Now brace yourselves. Well, he flipped the switch. Of course, brace yourselves, because what's coming is a nuclear launch. But this was done in 2014. Remember, this is 2014. Now listen to where he picks up what was being said in the play Richard II by Shakespeare.
This happy breed of men, this little world, this precious stone set in the silver sea, against the envy of less happier lands, this pleasant plot, this earth, this realm.
this earth, this realm. See how he's half in the shadows, half in the light? That is some tricky lighting, folks. But watch. Listen to what he says.
This England. It's all mine.
It's all mine. Okay, well now we've done the first commercial. That was done in 2014, so cryptically speaking, the commercial has the antithesis of God on the license plate, but it's hidden. You have to be able to cipher and understand that it's there. Otherwise, you'll never understand it. Oops, I'm sorry. Cipher, through emanation and cipher, mysticism. Okay, medieval and modern Jewish system of Jewish theosophy, mysticism, Kabbalah, occult, esoteric. There it is. You just saw it in the commercial. We've broken down this commercial. Now it's time to move to the next commercial. I'm just going to scroll through very quickly the notes on that commercial. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close these notes out because we've used them. Okay, so help this computer run a little more efficiently. Okay. There we go. Not sure how that happened. Sorry about that chicken thing. Just a little comedy relief. Okay, so here we go with the second commercial. This is published in 2015. Now you need to pay attention because this particular commercial, as well as the last one, are going to have a common denominator. They both said coming in 2016. What is it? It's 2016 now, right? So let's look more into the way these guys communicate. And let's take a look at this commercial in its entirety. And then we'll break it down. Okay?
Time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising, more British. The Jaguar. We've already created a beast. Now it's time for a new animal. The same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away. Go on, have vigilantes. Come on. Go on. Go forth and rule the roads. Oh, yes. It is good to be bad.
Okay, so I'll let you see the whole thing. Now we're going to go ahead and break this one down like we did the last. Okay, well, let's start with the very first thing he says. I'm going to reduce the screen size because it's going to be easier. So here we go. Let's hear what. Let's start off.
It's time for a change.
It's time for a change. Well, we have the black-white symbolism. And he's sitting in a chair, and it's a surveillance state. He can see everything. And he does a 180 in his chair. So he turns around completely in his chair when he says it's time for a change, okay? Well, let me see. It's time for a change, he says. Wonder if he means a change we can believe in. By the way, this is the sun rising over the stripes of the American flag, which is the West. And when the sun rises over the West, that's from Islam. Go type it in, from the Quran. when the sun rises from the place of its setting, which is the west. So Obama is the sun rising. See this one right here? See the sun rising from the place of its setting? That means the Mahdi has come, which is their Messiah for the Islamic faith. By the way, Obama won't call anyone Islamic radicals because he is one. He's the enemy in the gates. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Okay, so the commercial said it's time for a change. Remember, he was half black, half white in the last commercial.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss.
So a new plan needs a new boss. We went through this. It says British villains master plans. Y'all know that Bel, B-E-L, means Lord and Master. Let me show you. Bel, related to Baal, B-A-A-L, patron deity of Canaan. Both names simply mean Lord, owner, husband. Baal means to, B-A-A-L, means to exercise dominion over. So it means to exercise dominion over, to be lord over, Lord and master. And it also means to, like a man that's married a woman, to be Lord and master over her. Okay, so that's what Baal means, master. So let's go back. So master plan, here we go.
It's time for something more surprising, British. Jaguar. We've already created a beast.
Okay, I want to show you something on already created a beast. You see this structure for an element. It has OH going up and OH going down. So OH going up, OH going down. That's very interesting. We're going to get to that in a minute. We'll save this for the next commercial. But I want you to see something in just a minute.
Time for a new animal.
It's time for a new animal. So he pushes his hand forward and removes the outer layer, the skin. And let's hear what he says.
The same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient.
The same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Now, I want you to look at this car when it reforms. It's energized. Watch, watch. See it? See how the car is just energized with light. Lucifer. And it turns red from white. Don't forget this. Turns red from white. We're going to look at that in just a minute. Just remember.
Unleash the cats.
What did he say? Release the cats or unleash the cats?
Unleash the cats.
Unleash the cats. Let me show you something else right here. When he says unleash the cats, here's the way they're doing this commercial. When he says something, then the next scene shows you what you're looking at. Watch, you'll see what I mean. Let me enlarge this. Oh, let's go back. Let me slow it down.
The same potent DNA.
Same potent. Okay, I need to go back because you need to see this. When he says the same potent DNA, watch. See, here's the way this commercial works. When he says something, then on your screen you'll see what he's talking about. Watch.
The same potent DNA.
There's the same potent DNA right there. Do you see the chain link fence or the fence, the grid? And he says the same potent DNA, and you see the eye right there under the triangle? That's the DNA that he's talking about. The same potent DNA that made humanity in the Garden of Eden when it bred with Eve. That's what bred. And then we have the half and half paradigm. That's why we have the Twin Towers. And that's why Rome was mythically made by Romulus and Remus, the twins. That's the same potent DNA he's talking about right there. See it? The same potent DNA. What is it? It's the all-seeing eye. That's what came through the portal back in the garden. This is what came through the portal. That energy entered the human race and was death because it's contrary to us. Okay, here you go.
But even more ruthlessly efficient.
Even more ruthlessly efficient. Now watch.
Unleash the cat.
Unleash the cats. Now watch. Look what's in your, look, what's this right here? What's that right there? It's the seal that goes on there. What is it? It's upside down right now. You see it? This is a very difficult scene to make. If you're an editor, it's like you got to get this in there. And so he's rotating it. Look, unleash. Turn them upside down and let them go. Look, watch. There it is. And as soon as it hits, the whole car is energized because it's the second beast. This is the new animal that's coming. And let me tell you something. It is a stone cold killer. Bible says he was a murderer from the beginning. Cain was a murderer, wasn't he? Who'd he murder? His brother Abel. Now it's coming, folks. This is the beast unleashed on the earth. I guarantee it. I'm not even close to done with this yet, so stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How do I?
So now the boss, the new boss, is telling this guy what to do. Well, let's see who these guys are. Let me show you who they are. Let me show you who the players are. Okay, so this is the Antichrist figure, and he's talking about world domination in the first one. He turns the other black car the opposite direction. He hits the switch. It's like Obama hitting the switch. He says, then the new commercial, he says, it's the same potent DNA. There's your same potent DNA right here, picture D1. Then he says, unleash the cats. Let me show you that. Here you go, watch. Unleash the cats. And there it is upside down right there. Unleash. And there it goes. Look, and look, the eyes are glowing. Lands right on the grill. And the new beast, the new animal, is ready to go. It's time for a new animal. That's what he said. I have it all written down right here. I don't usually take notes on stuff, but I went through this stuff meticulously because I can see this stuff like instantly. So let me show you who these guys are. Let's look at the guy that's the new boss. Let's look at who he is. That's this guy named Tom Hiddleston. He played Loki in the Avengers. Well, let's just match up the face. There he is. There he is. Over here, he's wearing big devil horns. So that's the actor they got to play the new boss because it's going to be the devil. Let's look who the other guy is. The other guy, he says, we've already created a beast with one OH right side up and one OH down below. And here's the guy that's playing that in the commercial. I don't know the actor's name, but here he is as the beast. We've already created a beast. So in the commercial, this guy is taking orders. The beast is taking orders from the devil. Because he controls them. And here you go, back to the commercial. Here's the picture that proves it. So the new master, Baal, Lord and Master, is giving instructions to the beast on what to do. And he's like, yes, sir, yes, sir. Very subservient. I told you we're going to end up at the Arch of Palmyra in London, and we're going to end up at the Beltane Festival. Fire Festival. Remember, I told you that. So here we go, back to the commercial. So he tells him, it's got the same potent DNA. Let's go through it one more time. It's got the same potent DNA.
The same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How do I?
He's going to unleash the cats, the new race of beings. Those are missiles launching, by the way.
And rule the roads. Oh, yes, it is good to be bad. It's time for a change. A new plan needs...
Okay, we had a little computer glitch. Hopefully everything's good. I looked at the reel. It looks like it's okay. So now we're at British Villains Master Plan 2 commercial. Let's do a quick recap on that. Okay, so once again, the commercial starts out and says, it's time for a change. Does that remind you of anybody? It's time for a change. Don't forget, this is an Antichrist figure. And then he says, you know, it's got, he says, we've already created a beast. And then he says, but with the same potent DNA, they're going to create a new animal. Let's look at the all-seeing eye real quick. There's the all-seeing eye. There it is. It's NUKES, Our venture is a success. Novus Ordo Seclorum right there. New Order of the Ages. Well, that's what happened in the Garden of Eden. When they bred with us, they created this. Satan is the god of this world. God is ultimately in control of all things. However, this is his realm that he's about to take over. So there's that triangle with the eye in it. Now, I want to show you something very quickly back to the commercial. Let's just go over here when he says it's got the same potent DNA right there at that. There is the all-seeing eye. There's your potent DNA. It's got the same potent DNA as what? As the first beast. We've already created a beast. Watch.
Created a beast.
This is the beast they've already created. One right side up, one upside down. And now it's time for the new animal. And when they make that new animal, the switch is going to flip. And it's going to be the beast unleashed. Now watch. New animal. The same potent DNA. There's your potent DNA right there. So let's look. The same potent DNA. There it is. Same potent DNA. I want to slam this home, folks, because what's coming at the end of this video, a lot of people are going to break down and cry. I guarantee it. A lot of people are going to lament when this is over. So stay tuned. Same potent DNA, but now ruthlessly efficient. Murderers. He was a murderer from the beginning and the father of lies, and he is the father of it, Satan. And so the human race is just going to turn to a bunch of murderers. The beast is going to be unleashed. I guarantee it. Okay, so now let's finish it off real quick and listen.
Ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats.
Everything turned upside down. Now the Antichrist figure, look at this. Look at this symbolism with his shadow. And now he tells the beast to go, you know, carry out his plan. Watch this. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away.
Okay, now look. You see the missile launch? Okay, it's like, okay, now I want you to look at this. It's like they're all launching from England, right? Like the cats are going out. Well, that's going to change. I want you to look at all the cars. They're in the shape of a triangle like the capstone. And now watch as they launch. Watch. Watch. Really? This is a car commercial? Okay, well, sure, they're talking about villains. It's, you know, the British Villains Master Plan. But it's so esoteric that you cannot argue with the fact that it's more than just a villain master plan Jaguar commercial. You're looking at Kabbalah, man. This is ciphered. They're doing things through a pragmatic approach. If you're going to rule the world, you got to pay attention to detail. Wow. Coming in 2016, huh? So they knew that on both commercials. That's pretty impressive. Okay.
It's time for...
Let's pause that. Let's escape. Let's continue. Okay, so here's the new 2016. I'll show it to you. This is the new 2016 Jaguar commercial. It's called Master Plan. It's not called British Villain Master Plan. It's called Master Plan. You remember, Bell means Lord and Master. By the way, Beltane, like the Beltane Festival that's coming up, or that's in full swing right now, that already started. Did you know Bell means Lord and Master? Did you know what Tane means? Tane means man. I'll show it to you. Tane, it means, right there, means man, right there. And it also is the god of fertility and of light. God of fertility, God of light, and God of man. It means man. So Bel is Lord and Master of fertility, Lord and Master of man. So just keep in mind while we're getting ready to do this next commercial. So here is a commercial that's the third one of this kind. So here comes British Villain's Master Plan. Let me show you something that they took out of this one. So let's watch this one from the beginning, and I'll pause it where it gets important.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising.
Something more surprising. I'm going to pause it right there. Well, remember they said they've already created a new beast. Remember? They said they've got a new beast. Here we go. Let's see. I'm sorry. This is the one we should be looking at. I'm going to cue it up to the same place. Let's go. This is British Villain's Master Plan 2015. I want to cue something up for you. You need to see this.
The beast. Now it's time for a new animal.
Time for a new animal.
Same potent DNA.
The same potent DNA, which is the eye under the pyramid. Remember? There's your potent DNA. Well, let's look at the new commercial now. So it's pretty much the same, but there's some differences.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising, more British, more Jaguar. We've already created a beast.
I want to show you the formula for the beast. There it was. Went by kind of quick. There it is. OH and OH above and OH below. We've already created a beast, but the same potent DNA over here, what does it say? There's the potent DNA. Watch, they took it out.
Beast. Now it's time for a new animal with the same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient.
They took out that. Do you know why they took that out? I do. Because too many people are catching on to the Illuminati and their plans. The Bible says in the end, everything that's secret will be made public. That's what I'm doing. That's part of my job. And the reason they took this out, the same potent DNA, is because it's so close to what's going on in this Beltane Festival and all this stuff that's coming. And the Twin Towers, you know, the obviousness that 9/11 was a setup job. And now I'm showing you what the Twin Towers really represented. It represented the beast they already created in the garden, which is humanity. And now they're going to unleash the beast, the new animal. And here we go. Let's keep watching. Let's watch the new one.
It's the cat. Introducing the new generation of Jackie.
Okay, so here it is. Let's break it down. Okay, well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at, he says, we're going to look at the formula right here that he said we've already created a beast, okay? We're going to meticulously break this down. We've already created a beast, OH and OH. That's oxygen and hydrogen, by the way. But as I was going over this, like the Lord told me, watch the commercial again. He told me, type into Google OH, type it in, periodic table. And there it is. That was my search, OH periodic table. I want to show you something. Here's kind of a play on the periodic table over here. It's OH, oxygen, hydrogen, O, and then carbon, radium, and phosphorus. Oh, crap. I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, that's pretty funny. And then look, oh, snap. And then look over here, OH. The element of surprise. Look at that. OH, the element of surprise. Wow. Alarmos. It's kind of funny, right? It gave it an atomic number of 231. You see that? 231? Alarmos, right? Well, let me show you something else. There's another image from the periodic. It's OMG, like oxygen and magnesium. But I want you to look at this OMG. Look, it's 911, isn't it? See how it's 911? 911. Look at this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They put 1, 2, 3.4, 5, 6, 7. It's a countdown. And it had 9/11 on this. Here's OH, Alarmos. It has this number 231, the element of surprise. Let's go watch the commercial again. The new boss, a new plan needs a new boss.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising.
It's time for something more surprising. It's time for something more surprising. Wow, that's crazy. And there's this OH, Alarmos, the element of surprise. And he did just say it's time for something more surprising, didn't he?
A new boss. It's time for something more surprising.
Wow, and there's this OH. And there's this number 231 on OH. Well, let's go look it up. Wikipedia. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Here we go. OH. Okay, so OH. 231. 231 is the gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. Does anybody know what the Sefer Yetzirah is? It's this rabbinical teaching, a systematic meditation upon these combinations will open the mind to the mysteries of God. It's very interesting, and there's these 22 points, and these 22 points turn into this sacred geometry. Well, let me show you what looks identical to this. Just stay tuned. Wow, you see the pupil in the middle, and you see the structure of the eye. Wow. So there is an eye right there in the middle of the Sefer Yetzirah, but it gets even deeper than that. So I typed it into Google Images, and let me show you what came up. Oh my gosh, there's the Kabbalah Tree of Life. There's the cube, like Islam. Here's the Tree of Life again. And here's that same image I just showed you that makes the all-seeing eye right here. You see it? Mosaic laws in enforcement. We're not under the law. Okay, but they are. Those that haven't been set free of the law. So, in the Sefer Yetzirah, which is the number 231, the number 231 means the gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. Gates of gates. Well, let's go back to that Sefer Yetzirah thing real quick. And I want to show you something very interesting that happens in the Sefer Yetzirah. There we go, right here. There it is, Sefer Yetzirah, right here. There's the gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. Does that remind you of anything? You're gonna freak out when I show you where this goes. I want you to look real closely at these columns. You see this windy pattern down here, kind of like DNA on both sides. See how they've got this windy thing going? And then I want you to look up here. See the plants growing? See, it's a plant growing. See, like that? Growing up here. There's these little dots on it, like right. See those little dots? Stay tuned. Okay, guys, so here we go. So now we have some very interesting things happening. The Sefer Yetzirah. Let me read to you what the Sefer Yetzirah is. Now, don't forget, we've been watching a Jaguar commercial. What could a Jaguar commercial possibly, in like any stretch of the imagination, have to do with the creation of the world? The answer is absolutely none, unless it's cryptic. Because otherwise, it's absolutely insanely impossible, right? The Sefer Yetzirah is the book of formation and the book of creation. It is, what do you see over here? The Kabbalah. Do you see it? You see the Kabbalah? The Sefer Yetzirah is also associated with the Kabbalah. So the Sefer Yetzirah, which you're looking at right here on your screen, which is Kabbalah, which is the book of formation, happens to be linked to some Jaguar commercial based on they've created a beast. Book of creation. We've already created a beast. Pay attention, folks. We've already created a beast, right side up, upside down. We've already created a beast. In the Garden of Eden is where they created it. And that's why when you click on OH, it goes to this, the element of surprise, number 231. When you go to number 231, you end up at the Sefer Yetzirah. When you check out the Sefer Yetzirah, it is the Kabbalah book of creation. You've got to be kidding me. Gets better. We're watching a Jaguar commercial, and all of a sudden we're at the book of creation, and they're saying we've already created a beast because they turned man to beast in the garden is what they did, because there's a beast in every human being. And I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. And now it's time for a whole new animal, and they're going to turn it right side up or upside down as the case is. And as soon as that happens, the cats are unleashed. The whole new animal's unleashed. And they're going to do it by flipping the switch on a nuke. You're looking at the Kabbalah book of creation from a freaking Jaguar commercial that the Lord let me decrypt. You're looking at a gift so profound, it's going to just blow your mind. And wait till you see where it goes. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. You're looking at OH, one going up, one going down. OH, Lord told me to look it up. OH, the element of surprise. 231. I sent it to Dave. Dave's like, you're going to freak out. It's the gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. Let's go look at the gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. There's the gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. By the way, it also makes this eye right here. The formation of the eye. That's what came through the gates, folks, is the all-seeing eye. That's how Satan got in this world, folks, through the gate. Now watch this. Get ready to freak out. Sefer Yetzirah. Okay, they say it's mathematical and linguistic theory as opposed to Kabbalah. Yetzirah is more literally translated as formation. The formation of the flesh. The formation. This is it, folks. This is the prison. Now, pay attention now. Watch. there is the same potent DNA from the garden, the seed of the serpent. Get it? And now it's time for a new beast.
Now it's time for a new animal with the same potent DNA, but
even more ruthlessly efficient. Don't forget they turned the logo upside down. See, look. See the logo? It flies, the seal, the jaguar, it flies onto the front of the car as the seal. It's energized, and that is the new animal. Watch.
ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats.
And now it's a launch. Look. See, it's a launch. Look how they changed this from the first commercial.
Cats.
Release the cats. You see this image right here? You see this? Let me show you what it is. Watch. This is insane. Wait till you see where this all goes. This goes to the Arch of Palmyra, people. Watch. Just keep watching. I want to show you a couple images. Okay, you see this? Release the cats. You see it's like DNA right here, picture B2. Right here. The right side up, upside down reflection. That is the DNA of this beast. There it is. See it? See the chain? That is the DNA of this beast. Now keep watching. Release the cats, they launch the missiles, and then the beast is unleashed on the earth. But let's look at the Sefer Yetzirah, and let's look at the Sefer Yetzirah right here. And let's look at that gate. Remember? Remember the gate? This gate right here. This picture right here, L2. That's the gate. Mentioned Sefer Yetzirah, the gates. You see it? You see that design on it? Let me show you where I've seen that before. Once again, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Kat. Friends of mine, they go, man, they remembered where they had seen it. Let me show you where you'll see that same exact thing. Let me show you where it is. It's in the Vatican, right here. The same exact posts are in the Vatican, right here. You're looking at them on the altar, right here in the Vatican, folks, where the false prophet's coming from. That's right. You're looking at the same ones. Let's match them up more closely. Okay, let's do this. There you go. There you go. See it right here? Look. See that same twisted, design going into the plants? And look, you see right here what's coming through the gate. Well, let me show you something really interesting about this coffered ceiling. It's identical to the coffered arch of Titus, the apotheosis of Titus. You got to be kidding, right? How in the world could we match all these things up? That's the Lord leading. Watch this. There you go. Here's the Arch of Titus. Remember to celebrate the destruction of the temple? Here's the Arch of Titus, the apotheosis, man becoming a god. Here is the same thing right here in St. Peter's Basilica. And when you look up under this arch, this particular altar in the Catholic Church, you see that cross right there? That's funny. That's the same one that's the cross they use for the St. Hubertus Hunting Society. That's the alien. That's funny. It's the same as the cross of Nimrod. It gets better. Just wait. Okay, I told you it gets better. Okay, so now we have this car commercial that has the Sefer Yetzirah, the formation of everything, creation, the matrix, and it starts with an image of an eye, like the all-seeing eye. Well, they already created a beast, which was the white car. That's what they're saying. They said, we've already created a beast, and it's this white car. But now they're going to use the same potent DNA, which is this, the same potent DNA, which is that, the all-seeing eye, Sefer Yetzirah coming through the gate. There it is, the same potent DNA they're going to use. And they're going to create this new animal, the red one. The red one, see it? They're going to create the new animal, the red one. They had the white one, which I told you was created in the Garden of Eden, the first beast. And they're going to create this new animal, and it's blood red. Well, let me show you something. Has anyone seen the Arch of Palmyra up in London? Oh, wow, it's white, and then it's red. And it happens to be the Beltane Festival, where everybody's painted red. Because they're going to unleash the beast. They're going to do it with nukes. Now, let me match it up for you. Let me match this up for you. The first time they came into this dimension, they created a beast, which is the human race. The second time they come through this archway, it's going to be all Satan, folks. There's not going to be any compassion. There's not going to be anyone helping anyone. It's going to be stone cold killer. Everyone's going to turn into a monster. You see the white car? See the white arch? See the red car? See the red arch? Yeah. Guess what's coming? That's why they had 108 on the license plate. 108 is the antithesis of God, the antithesis of Yahweh. That's why it's on that license plate. And I'll show it to you one more time. That's why it's on this license plate right here. 5x5, VXV. Wolves are at the gate. 108. It's all religions. This is a number that signifies all religions for the most part. And it is represented by a pentagram. It is the opposite of Yahweh God. I mean, my goodness. We ended up on a Jaguar commercial at the Sefer Yetzirah, the origin of the book of creation and the Kabbalah, from a Jaguar commercial. And now they've got it up over in London. They've got the Arch of Baal, which represents the arrival of the new beast. That's what it means. That's why it's painted red. Just like the car is painted red. Let me show you something about remember the Twin Towers were in between the arch right here? And then they destroyed the Twin Towers? Remember? And then they put up the One World Freedom Tower because these represented the twins. Cain and Abel, Romulus Remus, sheep and goats, wheat and weeds, whatever you want to call it. The two different DNAs, the white car. And now they're putting up the new one. The new animal is going to be released. And that's the one that's got the One World Freedom Tower in the middle. Unfortunately, it's not on this link. That's got the One World Freedom Tower. And let me show you what's dead center of that arch in London. The dome of the House of Parliament. Usually domes represent pregnancy and birthing. The female. That's the female. It's a stargate for energy to enter this place. They're going to nuke us, and then the beast is going to be unleashed. Let me show you a scene from Ghostbusters. You can't make this stuff up. There's a scene from Ghostbusters. That's the Washington Arch. That's what's coming. That's what's coming through the archway. And they're laughing the whole time. That spirit will take over all of humanity. We just watched a commercial, and this commercial telegraphed the launching of nukes, the taking of world domination, the first beast that was made by the same potent DNA, and then the beast is going to unleash the new animal, which is the evolution of humanity into a solid beast. And the love of many will wax cold because this thing's going to take over. And the Lord just let me prove it using 3 commercials. The element of surprise. Remember when he says, unleash the cats? Unleash the cats. Cats, right there. Combined aerial target service. Unleash the
Time
cats.
for a new animal with the same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats. Introducing the new generation.
The new generation. We started in the Garden of Eden. We've turned into something else. And that generation at New World Order, a monster in human flesh with a different skin, is coming out. And it's about to happen. And I just used 3 Jaguar commercials to prove it. That's called Kabbalah. That's called, they are using cipher to communicate their messages. Kabbalah. You see it right there? You see Kabbalah? Watch this. Remember the Sefer Yetzirah? Here it is, look. Sefer Yetzirah right there. You're looking at it. 231, Sefer Yetzirah. There's the number 231 from a commercial. 231 goes to the Sefer Yetzirah. The Sefer Yetzirah is Jewish mysticism, book of creation. It makes an eye. You go and you look at that. You go and you type that into Google. You end up with this archway right here, which is Sefer Yetzirah archway. This same image of the archway, the identical image of that archway is in the Vatican. You got to be kidding me. Sefer Yetzirah, look at it right here. Kabbalah, creation, second beast. Ugh, my head is spinning. Get ready, folks. They've got their new race of beings. I told you. I told everybody years ago that's what this was all about. The two have become one. That's why they bombed the Twin Towers and they built the one World Freedom Tower with 666 at the top. The two have become one. World Islam, the beast, the Mahdi. It's over. That's why I said this video I told you was going to be great sadness, but with great hope. Jesus is coming, and I put my hope in Jesus Christ. And if he let me see all this to show it to you, you better know for sure I'm a harbinger, folks. And that proves it. Get ready. Jesus is coming. Oh, it's just mind-boggling, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I forgot. The Beltane Festival. I forgot. I'm sorry. I got to show you guys. Bel means master, and Tane means man or fertility. Let me show you something about the Beltane Festival. That's, by the way, which is a fire festival, which is a pagan fertility thing, and it ends up with the May Queen. Here, let me show you something real quick. Yeah, let me show you Satan's counterfeit. Here's Satan's counterfeit. You see the red arch, the Arch of Palmyra? Here's God's real deal, the Passover. By the way, the number 231 is also hyssop. If you go look at the number 231, it is also hyssop. Hyssop was used to put blood over the doorposts. That's what they put the blood over the doorposts on sacrifice, on the Exodus, on Passover. They used hyssop to put the blood. This is the real deal. This is Satan's counterfeit right here. You see it? Now, let me show you something about the Beltane Festival. Watch this. The queen that comes through the arch of fire, you see it right here? The queen that comes through this arch of fire, and then she puts her hands out. You know what it makes? It makes an eye, and it also makes a dragon. And the dragon's eyes are here and here. This is the dragon's ears going back, the white, her arms, and this red sash makes the open mouth of the dragon, the eye of the dragon coming through the arch. Wow. Wow. Mystery solved. This is mind-blowing. Mystery solved. Beltane, Lord and Master of man, coming through the archway. Try and argue with that. All right, folks. God bless you. Jesus is coming. And he's going to burn it. All of it. So when you look up and it looks terrifying, I hope you have your trust and hope in Jesus Christ. Anyone who tries to save his life will lose it. If you're not ready to die, you're not ready. Okay? God bless you guys. I pray that you guys go look at this link. We put all this information in here for you guys. By the way, the Arch of Palmyra, right here, which is the Arch of Baal, it's got 3 Het symbols. It's Satan's counterfeit. One's higher than the other. It's the same thing. Him making these two one, but it's the opposite. The two are going to become completely evil. God makes the two one that become good. It's the opposite. Satan's always the antithesis of God. Yeah. Anyway, God bless you guys, and there's a lot for you guys to look at. By the way, just to prove to you, hyssop is the number 231, which is in a Jaguar commercial. Hyssop right there. Anyway, so get ready, folks. Satan is counterfeiting God right now. And we've started the Passover today, I believe. And I pray that this recording launches no problem. Anyway, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Just absolutely fascinating, folks. God bless you guys, and peace and grace. And yeah, I'm fired up. I know Jesus is coming. There's no doubt. And he's coming for sure. But I guarantee you death, doom, and destruction. And the beast unleashed is coming also. So unless you're in the bride of Christ, you're going to face the worst horror the world's ever seen. I pray that you're in the bride. God bless. Just stay tuned for this.
NUKES.